Hello, 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 my darlings. Oh, I'm so glad to be here with you today. Welcome to A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. What did I do on A Slice of Life? I talk about my life. I talk about the things that have gone on with me and how I think some of the things that have gone on with me, I don't want to go on with you. I don't want you to have some of the things that happened to me. So I share that with you. Also, for this slice of life, we use this book, Super Aging, because it's all about getting older. We know we're getting older, but we're not getting old, baby. Oh, no, darlings. We are just getting older because that's the way it goes. But we still have life. We still have life. And that's what I want you to enjoy and have. And so if you go back and look at my earlier videos, then you'll see how we started this journey, how I talk about being from Gary, Indiana. Yes, I am. I talk about growing up in Gary and coming to school here in Atlanta, and then the number of things that have happened in Atlanta. I found this book on Good Morning America 3, GMA 3. I thought it was just fascinating. I don't know them. I don't get any money from them. No, I do not. And then I talked about our next book after the current one. This one came from Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Lead to Win, How to Be Powerful, Impactful, Influential, Leader in any environment. We're going to go here next time. As we stay on this journey, this is hopefully a positive journey, something that's going to, give you that extra push, that extra boost, that extra something that says to you, I can do it. I can do it. If you remember on our last session, I talked about a gentleman in Atlanta that was driving along the highway. As he was driving along the highway, a tree fell and crushed his car. And I talked about it because I was telling you or trying to say to you, listen, that is how fast we can leave here. We know not the time, the day, the moment. We didn't know when we got here. Your parents had to tell you your birthday. You didn't know your birthday. You just arrived. You raised your hand and said you wanted to come here, so you arrived. And now we don't know the day we're going to leave. We don't know. I want to send condolences to the family of Herbert Lee Williams. He was 78 years old. He was going to his business. He was an entrepreneur. He owned his own business. And so he's from Fayetteville, Georgia. Those of you who are not familiar with Atlanta, you have Atlanta, then you have everybody who's from Atlanta. All those little cities around Atlanta always saying I'm from Atlanta and they from somewhere else. Anyway, this is a suburb, Fayetteville, Georgia. And Mr. Williams was coming from there. And the wife called, and I think she was looking for him, or the next door business wanted to know where was he. And he wasn't at work because he was riding along. And the trees in Atlanta, they fall. I don't know about where you are. But when it's a lot of rain, old trees fall. And here's a man, I don't know, Mr. Williams, may God rest your soul. So it's for me, it leads into what A Slice of Life is all about. Enjoying the journey, getting on the journey, staying on the journey, and not giving up on the journey. I like the fact that he was 78 and going to his business. He may have had another life before this, and this may be his only business. I don't know, but he was a business owner. He was on his way to his business. It can go like that, all of us, in a minute. You heard from one of my earlier videos where a lady went to a funeral and left the funeral, got home in her driveway and never got out of her car. Yes. So I'm wanting to get you into this juice thing. I want to get you to where you grabbing onto the golden ring. We on a merry-go-round, but the golden ring is there. When you grab that golden ring, you can grab it at any age. You can grab it when you're young, in your youth, and you can grab it in your middle age. You can grab it after retirement. And that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. That golden ring is still available for you to grab. Why are you not wanting to get to grab that ring? Why are you planning for your coffin? Why are you planning to get in the coffin? We all got to get in there, but you don't have to plan it. That's a golden ring. What's that golden ring? That's what you were going to do when you were 35 and you didn't do it and you're 60 now. That's that golden ring. That's that golden ring with what you wanted to do after retirement. That's a golden ring what you wanted to do when you were 25. That's that golden ring when you were a little boy and little girl used to say, I'm going to be a, and you can still be that. Remember me talking yesterday about a group, I don't know what city it was in. I think it was in the state of Colorado. I may get it wrong now. But they ballet dancers for senior citizens. You know, come on everybody. That's the golden ring. Just grab it. This is our book we're using now. All right? The Well-Lived Life by Dr. Gladys McGarey. I don't know her. I don't get any money from her. But she's 102 years old, and I like what she has to say. She's lived 102 years, following this pathway, following this. You say, well, I don't want to live to 102. Well, you might live to 102 anyway. So you may as well come on, get on the journey. Come on, get on the road with us. So it says, yesterday I asked you 3 questions from here before we move to her exercises for juice. And one of the questions, she says, ask yourself the bravest questions of all. And so I'm going to ask them again. What is your current relationship with your juice? What is your current relationship with your juice? You know that juice that does this. That thing that gets you going. That thing that makes your heart flutter. That thing that lights up your eyes. That thing that brings that smile to your face. That's your juice. What happened to your juice? You remember you used to have juice. You remember when you got your juice, you know, you were like 12, maybe 13. And you start, you know, I don't know if this is a black thing. Parents used to say when you start smelling yourself. You remember that? We had some sayings. We still have some. We still have some sayings. Yeah. So what is your current relationship with your juice? That's question 1. Question 2, do you need more of it? Do you need more of that juice? I think so. And the third thing, where could you go and what could you do to get it? What you got to do to get the juice? What really got me today, you know, I watched Tamron Hall's show, and I think she and I, her producers and I should work together because we're on the same path. 2024, she says, let's get more. But I'm on the path of let's get more individually, let's get more collectively, and let's get more as a collective of the African diaspora. Let's do more, get more, give more. But one of the things she talked about today, she had the Surgeon General on, was loneliness. And do you know that she asked people to raise their hands if they were lonely? And do you know that it felt loneliness, and all the hands went up? I was thinking like, wow. Then I think about how lonely sometimes I feel. It's one thing to be alone, and it's okay. Especially, I was the only child for 10 years. We do all right. But it's another thing being lonely. What's that lonely thing about? And do you know, sometimes you can be lonely with a crowd around you. You know, I'll go to a crowd. You think with all this. I'll go somewhere and you won't even know I'm in the room. Because, I don't know, I just I like people, but I know, what's your loneliness status? How does that work with you? So they're talking about the year the Surgeon General was on today. The current Surgeon General was on today with Tamron. And they talked about the year of the human connection. I think we disconnected in 2020. We had to. We were forced to. It was traumatic. And some of that is still resonating with us, and it's in the air. We moved away from people for 1 year because of COVID. And we found ourselves on our phones more, on these electronic things. A lot of people started their podcasts, successful podcasts, and successful shows during the pandemic because people watch, they got tired of watching TV and they started watching YouTube. And I think YouTube and all these platforms really, really did well during the pandemic. And so we talk about the human condition and human disconnect, and we talk about getting your juice back. How do you get this juice back? So let's go with the first thing she said. And we're going to do just 2 exercises. Just 2. And this is what she said. Okay, you ready? Get your hand ready. She says, first, take a moment to gently put your hand on your heart. You've seen people do that when they, it's part of some ceremonies. But in this case, this is a ceremony, according to Dr. McGarty in this book. She says, put your hand on your heart. So just put your hand there. Okay. Now then she says, gently put it there. And just let it rest there. And just let your chest feel the warmth of your hand. So put your hand, maybe I got on too many clothes, but not taking off any clothes. But just put your hand there over your heart. And then then you can feel your chest. Feel the warmth of your hand. And allowing your hand to feel, the heartbeat. Just feel the heartbeat. Connecting. What you're doing is connecting. What I tell you about this. This, what controls this, you see. And so we're talking about connecting back to ourselves. Connecting to our own heartbeat. Just put your hand over your heart and let it rest there. And then and feel the beat. And then she says, this is the deepest part of your being. This is the deepest part of your being. Because this really, when this doesn't work, all of this goes away. And as we know, this right here is the engine. It has to beat for this to think, to tell the rest of this what to do. The body is amazing. It really is. God did a good job with this right here. This thing called the human body is amazing. How we're born, the genes, it's something about, and when you think about it, when you put your hand on your heart and you feel that heartbeat, do you ever do that with each other? I think couples should hit your hand and put it on his heart. And he take his hand and put it on your heart. And I think that's just a good connection. I think you should try that connection. But his hand is on. Or couples, however that couple does. However that couple looks. Put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your heart. And then if you're by yourself, just think about it. Sometimes when I first saw this exercise, I was thinking, wow, the heartbeat, this is the heartbeat of the body. And then she says, this is where your soul lives. Mm-hmm. This is where your soul lives. She says, whenever you fall out of alignment with life, move your hand back to your heart. This simple motion has immense power. When you had that kind of day, we have those kind of days. You had that kind of day, it's nobody but you. The carpet's not doing it. Oh, on Tamron today, it was sad. Young girls under the age of 25, they're so lonely they're drinking. So lonely, it's the whole loneliness thing. I'm trying to, inspire you at 65 and older or 55 and older. We all get lonely. I did the song the other day, Women Get Weary Wearing the Same Old Tattered Dress. But you have to have something. First, I say you need to have God in your life. You'll be all right. read the Bible, or read what you read, but have a higher being. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. But you have your beliefs. That gives you some kind of belief, you know. Go read, meditate, you know, and then do this sometime. Do this. You know, when it gets rough, you just do this sometimes. You feel that beat. You feel it. You know that you're here. You know your soul is in there. You know you got to reconnect. Well, not, you know what I mean. Just reconnect with yourself. I like that exercise. That's the first one. She says, and while your hand is there, then ask your heart, what do you love? Ooh, wow. What do you love? And along with that, let's talk about what happened on Tamron today. The Surgeon General had a connecting kind of thing. He said, get your phone out. Get out your phone and go to your contacts and find that last person you spoke to, your last friend, and send that person a message, or send somebody a message and just say, hey, I'm just thinking about you. I did that on Tamron today. I did that. I sent a message to somebody. I said, I'm just thinking about you. You know how nice I believe that message was? I believe that was a good message. Sometimes just go through your phone and send connecting messages, connecting with people. But we're talking about connecting with yourself. What do you love? And according to the author, she said, don't ask it one time. Ask it several times with your heart. Hand over your heart. She said, and every time you answer it, your answer is going to change over and over and over. What do you love? What do you love? Can you feel it? Do you feel the going through your body? Do you feel love going through your body? Do you feel alive? Do you feel like you can grab that golden ring? There's a golden ring for you to grab. Here's a heart. Your heart is beating. And it's asking you to feel, to know, and to ask yourself, what do you love? What do you love? Where are you going to go with all this? It's not too late. It is not too late. That golden ring is still there. You know we're still on the merry-go-round. However it has slowed down, however fast it's going, this is life. Life. But there's a golden ring. Can you grab that ring? I say you can. I believe you still got some juice to get. And this is the practice of finding your juice, according to our author. She is saying that this is something you can do daily, or you can think about it. But when you get like, oh God, you just go, and watch yourself come back to life. Watch when you ask yourself that question, what do I love? What do you love? You know, you're going to get all kind of answers. They don't have to be the same answers, but it is going to be one answer we all know, is that I love you, and you can't do anything about it.